What's that?
Fizzle. Saying sizzle.
All right, we on.
Fizzle.
All right.
It's fizzle.
Thanks, Sis.
Yeah, man.
That was mighty good of you.
Jeez.
Hey, welcome everyone to this episode of the Original Sports Podcast with Mark Maradei. I'm here with my Barbershop crew. We are completely and utterly here for the first time in a long time. Like everybody's on board. Missing Chops, but Chops can't make it from ATL, right? You know. So we're coming at you live this Saturday, March 2nd, 2024, from Il Forno / Vanish. When we get out of this, we this is a great world for us to get out to when we get out here and do that live show. I mean, I really like getting out here and seeing people walk around. I always invite a boatload of people. My guy Billy came out to visit with us today. We'd like to thank JP, though, and everyone at Il Forno for having us out here. These guys treat us like royalty when we're here. If you've never been here and you live in the Frederick area, you're missing a good thing. The wings are banging. The pizza's banging. The beverages are outstanding.
People out back, I saw banging.
Did you? Oh, shoot. Today it's going to be a smorgasbord of sports of the sorts. So there's a lot of sorts going on there today.
Back.
So let's get right after this, guys. Noobs, the deal, and Sis. You know what's going on here, everybody.
Back.
Let's start with our spontaneous reaction for the first thing.
Go.
Former Nationals third baseman and now Angels third baseman, Anthony Rendon, a few days back, basically said that, it's God and family. He could walk away from baseball tomorrow. He doesn't really care about baseball. He doesn't really care about his team. In a nutshell, is what he said. That's pretty big words for a guy who's making over $100 million playing there. And to me, that's, I don't know.
He's got his priorities right.
Is he leaving the money though?
Does
that mean when he quits, he don't want no more money?
I think there's some things that just don't need to be said. Like that was not a smart thing to say.
No.
I would think that
anything like you start, you go in a slump or something like that. Everyone's going to think about that,
Right.
Yeah.
This guy's not.
Then they went to Trout and they said, what do you think about this? And he said, well, my family and God are important to me, but you know what? The Los Angeles Angels are really important to me. I'm part of this community. I grew up here playing baseball. The fans are super important to me. And Trout just took a totally different take on it. Like the take you probably should take if you're making millions of dollars.
Yes.
In my opinion.
In defense of Rendon, maybe was he off? Did they come back to him? Did he want to change it? No. Or did he just said it and he said that's it?
I don't know. I think he just spewed what he needed to say.
I think he's always kind of had that.
And Trout said he wants to ride out. He'd love to ride out his career in LA. He would do anything he could to bring a championship to those people. And then
he's a stud.
Then they go to Rendon. He's like, and like I said, I think he's got his priorities right. But like Noob said, you don't say that because of all the things that could happen throughout the season. And they're looking at, okay, I'm paying you all this money, and it doesn't look like you're putting forth that effort. What the hell?
Right. All right. Question 2, or spontaneous reaction 2, I should say. LeBron James, for all the good he's done, he's living in a fantasy land, guys. I feel like he is in another world. He claims that Bronny comes out of USC, that he will get drafted to the team that he's on, which he's planning on staying on the Lakers. He's asking the Lakers for more money. I mean, he's asking for an astronomical amount of money. And Bronny's averaging 5.9 points a game. But LeBron claims that if he got Bronny to the NBA on his team, that they'd win a championship together. He can't win a championship with AC, right? Or AD. Yeah, with AD.
Yeah, they're not winning nothing.
I
think LeBron's on what we call the loud pack.
What's that?
Marijuana.
Oh,
okay.
Well, I think he's on the self-promoting. He's promoting his son, and so people are buying into that, saying stats don't matter right now because he's vouching for him. He's one of the greatest of all times, and now could we see the second coming of another James? I don't think it's going to happen.
The other son's the better one.
Really?
Hell yeah.
What's his name?
I don't know, but he's about 6
James.
foot. He's huge. He's like 6'8".
Oh, okay. So he's LeBron size.
He's a big kid, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, looks like a nerd. Yeah, but boy, oh boy. Yeah, he's the one.
People to say he's going to go in the first round is like, that's nuts. How
Yeah,
can
he's
he go?
sick.
How can he go first round when he's not even? He's scoring CYO numbers 5.9. That's what I scored for St. Gert's 5.9.
But he don't fall out the first quarter.
No, well,
He could. No, listen.
I was done. I scored 5.9, and I didn't want to play the second half.
No, he could go. He could go, but the team that he could go to would have to have win the championship the year before.
Yeah.
They don't really care about the pay. But if it's a need, no. The Lakers have needs.
Right.
And he
They have a
can't-
lot of needs.
Right.
No one's going to draft him, but even if you took him as a free agent on that team, there'd be pressure to keep him if you did that.
Yeah.
If you're the Lakers.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of parental involvement in guys coming out of college today to sway professional organizations to, basically make a pick based on and make adjustments based on what they want. We were sitting here earlier before we got started with the show. We were talking about Caleb Williams. Think about Caleb Williams. His dad is all up in this thing. He's all up in it like Lorenzo Ball or LaFonso Ball or whatever. What was that dude's name? LeVar Ball.
Undefeated.
No lost. And at the end of the day,
Professional wear.
at the end of the day, the parents have nothing to do with it because they're not the ones playing the game.
True.
And a league is not going to change because a guy is some off-the-chain superstar. I just
No. Yeah.
Did you watch that special on Jordan on the Netflix
Yes.
Yeah.
Where he talked bad about everybody.
about Nike?
Yeah.
And how involved his mom was with that deal.
Yeah.
That was, but it's just gone to a whole new level. I feel
Yeah.
like.
yeah.
Well, the
level.
demands are so high.
Well, maybe
Caleb
they-
Williams not even getting his physical at the
No
combine.
physical,
That's
no
crazy.
throwing,
Send him to Dr. Davy. He'll do him up right quick.
Well,
cough.
oh my God.
Cleared.
Maybe he's taking the thing from the VAR Ball's script, and he's just trying to be in the middle of all of that. I mean, for what it's worth, LeVar Ball's kids have turned out pretty well. They got two. in
Yeah,
the
they
league.
actually are, but they have no connection to their dad, which is what helped them.
The shoes are trash too.
Yeah, they're garbage. But you can find them at the pay less or whatever that dollar.
Break down
Dollar,
the strip there.
yeah. I mean, you could go in there and get those ball shoes. But I mean,
Undefeated.
those kids got it, and they disconnected themselves from their dad. So now they've aligned themselves properly with the right people to do well. He screwed up the youngest one the most, though, in my opinion.
He just signed a contract.
So, hey, this one's kind of deep right here. Trevor Bauer, he was chastised and pushed out of the Major League Baseball for what inevitably he was cleared for, a rape charge by some hussy who she made the mistake of texting her friend and saying, I got him right where I want him. We're going to push this thing through and I'm going to get the money out of him. Okay. So Trevor Bauer goes to Asia, plays ball in Asia, has a really solid season over there, whatever he had over there. He comes back here and he's like, look, I'll play for anybody. I'll play for league minimum. You can give me incentives. And at the end of the day, we'll go from there. And nobody in the league wants to sign him.
He's been blackballed like Ray Rice, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let's start with hussy. That's an old school term. Can we get some new terms?
What you want to call a hoe? A skank?
All right,
Full time.
go. Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with that too. It seems like because I'm sure there's teams that could use his talent. A lot of them. How many teams are in baseball?
32?
Yeah.
I could bet you 28 of them could use his talent.
They went to look, they want to play so bad. Bauer wants to play so bad. He went to the Pittsburgh Pirates and said, I'll sign for league minimum with incentives. And they're like, no, we don't need that. We might not come in last place if we sign you.
Yeah. Well,
I mean.
maybe he's been blackballed. We don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think that exists, really? Blackballing?
Yep.
It did with Ray Rice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It definitely did
Which
with
is
Ray Rice.
interesting.
Yeah, because there's a whole lot of
How did
guys
they do it
doing that.
against Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
Kaepernick.
Different-
He just
different.
wasn't that good.
No,
I say that too, but then they
But
call
he's-
me racist.
But-
if I say that.
What?
If I say he wasn't good.
He wasn't good. I'm going to be honest. I don't care what people
He was
say.
a great runner.
Okay.
He ran well. His
I think
passing
he run
accuracy,
well.
his passing accuracy was awful.
That's what okay. I need
Yeah.
you to complete passes.
I agree.
Okay.
But he could have been a good backup.
He was
somewhere.
not that good. He was okay. He was okay. He was okay. Yeah, he could be a nice backup.
Yeah.
Okay. All
But
right.
he wanted too much.
Right.
And then he was unrealistic when they gave him a shot a few years down the road. The league set it up where he went to that high school and he was supposed to display his skills. And what's he do? Oh no, I'm not doing it for you. I'm gonna do it for these guys over here. They're gonna film me and time me and do all that shit. You know, like he played games with it, and at the end of the day, he is where he is.
Yeah.
You know,
The
he is
fact
where he
that
is.
Bauer, he's played 11 years in the league, and his record isn't real impressive, I don't think. Even though he did win a Cy Young, I was looking at that year, 2020, with the Reds. He had a 1.7 ERA, something like that. But still, his win-loss was like 11-6 or something.
But isn't that how
crazy.
baseball is? You don't have a great record, but you can do the job. Doesn't it got to do with your team too, the offense and what they're producing? I can't beat everybody 1-0.
Half the time though with baseball,
Yeah.
like they only ask you to get to the 6th or 7th inning.
That's what I'm saying.
Then they've got a guy who's a bridge guy, a guy who's a setup guy, and a guy
Middle,
who's a closer.
setup, closer.
You know, I want to be that bridge guy because those guys are still making like $5 million, right?
Yeah, exactly.
How about Philly? Who's their bridge guy? He makes like $5 million, right? At least. At least. Yeah. My friends, the Hughes, are here to join us in today's show. Appreciate you guys.
Big Phillies fans, it looks like.
Yeah, they're all Philly. All Philly all the time.
Yeah.
Right? All Philly all the time. We battle about the Flyers.
Flyers are good this year.
Speaking of Flyers.
Flyers are good. Pens suck. I'm not gonna lie.
See?
All right, so let's get into the main segment, you guys. Tier 1, who's the guy? All
Tier
right,
one, tier
you're
one.
getting ready to sign somebody as an NFL quarterback, either as your starter or your backup.
Tier 1.
Tier 1, I've got Russell Wilson,
Oh, we're talking about the guys that are playing now. Okay,
the
good.
guys that are playing right now. I got Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. I threw Jimmy G in here because he was a starter for a while. I know, but he was a starter for a while. I got Ryan Tannehill, and I got Baker Mayfield because he had a great year last year. He played well for the Rams when he got, picked up out in L.A. I mean, let's face it, anybody who plays for Cleveland, yeah.
He took him to the playoffs.
so we're
last year.
taking-
He took the Bucs
And then
to the
Kirk
playoffs.
Cousins.
So you're saying who's the number 1 out of that?
I'm saying
Yeah,
these
here's
are your
the
tier
list.
1 guys. What do you?
I think those are tier 2 guys, except for Kirk Cousins.
A lot of them guys,
I'd take Kirk Cousins,
yes.
and then there's that.
A lot of them
group that
guys
you
are
just played.
Band-Aid guys.
Yeah,
That's all they are.
yes.
Those
Good-
are all
good
Band-Aid guys you just named,
Yeah.
except for Cousins. Cousins is still, because of his age, he's still kind of a Band-Aid
He's
guy.
36.
Right. He's still kind of a Band-Aid
He
guy.
wants a 2-year, $90 million contract. That's what he put on the table.
He's kind of a Band-Aid guy because of his age, though, not because of his play.
Yeah,
Just his age.
he's coming
The
off
rest of
that
those guys,
Achilles.
their play makes them Band-Aid guys. I think Russell Wilson would be next.
Yep.
Then,
Then I would take probably Mayfield,
Mayfield, yep.
and then I would go Fields.
yeah, there you go. There you go.
So Mayfield's like 28 years old. Would you sign him to a longer term deal then?
No, two,
2,
3.
3. 2,
or
3.
three,
Yeah.
2 or 3 years. Yeah.
Even at 28?
Yes.
Yeah, that only puts him at 31.
Yes.
Works out for both parties.
Yes. I agree.
Interesting. How about if he
2?
produces? Let's say you sign him to a 3-year deal, and after 2 years, he's not only got you a boatload of wins, but he's taking you to a couple of playoff victories each year and got you really close.
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about
You
Mayfield.
work those incentives into the contract.
I'm still going 2, 3. I'm not doing incentives.
No incentives?
No.
Noobs?
I mean, 2 years. That's it. And then a lot of these guys on this, I don't know. Yikes.
Out of all those guys, so
Tannehill can retire.
Jimmy G's awful.
Justin
Yeah.
Fields.
Phil's no.
That's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Justin Fields is, to me, he's more of a
He's like the third one on that list. Then.
Yeah.
to me, Justin Fields is more like a
Band-Aid?
Kaepernick than he is a Russell Wilson.
Nah, he's a better runner,
But he can't. Yeah, he's a better
Yes.
runner, but
and
he
he's a
can't.
better passer.
He's a, he,
Ah,
I was
he's better
looking,
at both,
he's
yeah.
almost 1-to-1
I agree
ratio
with that.
TD to interception. He has 40 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. That's almost 1-to-1.
He's a turnover machine. He fumbles a lot too.
Yeah,
Well, he's running a lot.
Sounds like a problem.
but I'm saying throwing. I'm not talking about fumbling. I'm saying 30 interceptions.
Hey, don't look at me, man, because I'm not supporting anybody throwing anything out there other than a 3rd-round pick for Justin Fields.
Okay, so go ahead and give us how you rank them. Then.
Well, okay, so I'm a Steeler fan, so I'm ranking him as Wilson first. I'll take him for 2 years.
You would take Wilson over Kirk Cousins?
I don't want Cousins just because Kirk Cousins is 36 years old and he wants a boatload of money. He has put it on the table. He wants $45 million a year for the next 2 years, and he's going to retire. And I don't know how much Kirk Cousins is a guy who's going to actually come in and help develop a guy.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's a band-aid, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. But even as a Band-Aid, I
He's a
think
band. He can make
I think
stuff
the
happen
system
still,
that
I think.
Pittsburgh runs is more conducive than what New England does or Minnesota does.
It's interesting what happened to Russell Wilson in Denver too. That was very bizarre.
Well, his stats weren't bad, though.
No,
Oh,
but
he had
then they
great
told him
numbers.
they were going to sit him for the rest of
Oh, yeah.
the rest of the season. That was bizarre
And he said absolutely nothing. You know why he said nothing?
because they
Because they told him if he said a word,
He's a good guy.
they were no. They told him if he said a word, if he made any waves, they would file it as insubordination, and they'd be able to pull his guaranteed contract off the table.
Oh,
So he was smart. He shut his mouth and just did what he was supposed to do.
until he could talk,
Right.
because he's on the pivot now.
Which he can't talk yet because they still have not.
He's on the pivot.
He was?
Yeah. He was just talking about it on the pivot.
Yeah, I
Oh.
saw that.
Completely. What happened? And
Well, good for him.
that's why I was. Yeah, he's on the pivot. Ryan Clark's the pivot.
yeah, that was very very bizarre.
Yeah.
All right. Here's tier
Dirty
two.
side of the game almost. You know.
Here's tier two. Any of these guys be considered a bridge quarterback or your backup?
Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jameis Winston,
No,
Jacoby Brissett,
no.
yeah,
Gardner Minshew.
Brissett
No.
not bad.
and Josh Dobbs.
All Band-Aids hanging off the scab.
Minshew.
All of them are all Band-Aids hanging off the scab.
Where's Mason Rudolph?
Mason's a winner.
He might be day one starter for the season.
Is Mason Rudolph better than anybody on that list?
Yes.
Okay. Who? Well, then why is he not on there?
Who's he better than?
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph?
Yeah.
Minshew?
Oh, I don't know about all that.
Josh Dobbs.
You see that list again?
I like Brissett.
My list is
I like.
Jameis Winston,
Dude, what's the
Jacoby
score?
Brissett, Gardner
like
Minshew, and Josh Dobbs.
I like Brissett.
I don't like Brissett. I don't like none of them.
I thought.
Brissett was good for the
All them
Commanders.
dudes are
Isn't he
Band-Aids.
retiring? Brissett's retiring, isn't he?
I don't know, but he was good for the Commanders.
All those guys are Band-Aids hanging off the scab. So there's one piece of the Band-Aid on and one piece is off. All of those dudes, man. Come on. Winston? Jameis Winston?
Mm.
Yeah, look at it again, please.
Crab legs.
Jameis Winston?
Yeah.
I mean, he really never did anything.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, though,
Right.
he stacked some good crab legs that one year.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
When he was at Florida State.
He had
Minshew,
some-
Minshew Magic, ain't that his name?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Next.
All right. Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley. All top tier running backs, right? Can we agree on that?
Top tier at some point in their career, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
top tier guys.
At some point in their career, yes.
In about
Yes.
2 weeks, each and
Yes.
every one of those guys is going to be gone. They're going to be free agents.
Okay.
Why? Why is the
Henry,
NFL
because he's old.
33?
Yep.
Okay.
Come on,
Look
bro.
at free agents.
He's
You know that's
30.
old.
He's
No,
30
it's-
years old.
Who is?
Derrick Henry's 30 years old.
Woo!
Josh Jacobs is 25, 26. What does that say?
You're saying
26.
why are they going to be free agents? Because it's been proven that a running back can be found. Has it not?
What's the average lifespan? It's like one and a half years or something.
Something crazy.
Crazy.
It went from being, well, so, okay. All right, go ahead, Noob.
Well,
Because
no,
I'm t-
I think the running back position is undervalued right now. I just don't think the NFL values it very much. But those are some very good players that can all transform
Right.
your team.
Think
They're
about
difference makers.
Think about your team, who your team is, and your running backs. Would you take any of those guys over your first running back? Over
Who's
Najee
my,
Harris.
wait a minute. Who's my first running back?
Najee Harris. What you mean? Who?
I take all those guys, maybe.
There we go.
I'll tell you the guy I really like out of all that whole bunch is Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
No, he lost a step.
Yeah, but you know what? He's
He did
hurt
not
all the
look
time,
good.
too.
He didn't.
Well,
Look, he didn't
When you
look
said
good.
what do they have in common, I was going to say they all get hurt a lot.
They all brothers.
Yeah, they all brothers.
Yeah. But look what happened in New York when Saquon came back. They actually turned things. He was an impact player.
Saquon's dope.
Saquon.
I like Saquon.
Saquon is dope.
What is he, like 26?
And I don't even
27.
like
Even
Penn
though he's
State.
from Penn
Saquon's
State.
only
Yes.
27.
Even though he's from Penn State, I like Saquon.
Yeah.
Listen, it's incredible that these guys are 26, 25, 26, 27, and Henry being the oldest at 30, and they're like, nah, you ain't good enough anymore.
Quarterback-
But look at how Miles Sanders left the Eagles, went to Carolina, and did nothing. They had some other running backs.
But the Eagles had an offensive line that was absolutely incredible.
Hey, someone else in this list, Tony Pollard.
Yes, I was going to say Tony Pollard.
Ah, he's a
think-
backup running back.
Okay.
Cordarrelle Patterson.
Cordell Patterson. He's a receiver,
Cordell
running
Patterson,
back.
yeah,
He's
he's
a hell
like,
of a kick returner. Hell of a kick returner.
yeah, I'm not down with that dude either.
I wouldn't mind bringing him in for 200,000.
Zeke Edwards.
Was he only good
Zeke
when Zeke
Elliott,
was
I mean-
there with the 1-2 combo?
Who?
Who?
Pollard?
Pollard.
Pollard was
Reset.
better when they had Zeke. He was
So it's
better
like-
when they had
It's
Zeke.
kind of like the Steelers. So do you think what's his name is better than Harris?
I like DeAndre Swift.
Samuel?
Samuels.
He's
No.
a free agent.
You don't think he gets
I
carry the load?
I think what's going
Tough
on
ass
there
brother.
is each one of them has their own role, and by having your own role at that position, New England's the one who set this. When they were winning Super Bowls, they were running 3 backs through.
Bunch of nobodies.
And you know,
They had Blunt.
they would run a
Bunch of
guy.
nobodies.
Yeah, and they would run a guy for 3 weeks. They'd win. All of a sudden, the 4th week, somebody picked up on whoever that guy is. They put the second back in or the third
True.
back in. That guy would rip it off for a couple weeks, and they just did a rotation. So you could not zone in on just one of those backs.
So you answered your own question.
I guess.
I'm interested to see how much Derrick Henry gets. Like last year, he was 12.5 against the cap. What's he going to be this year?
Who?
Derrick Henry.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm
what
interested
he's
to see
gonna
what he gets per year. It's good. That's going to set the market kind of thing, you know.
I'll tell you this
do.
much.
I would love to have Henry though. He runs like a
No, as a Steeler fan, I want Derrick Henry to go to the Ravens. I want him to go to the Ravens.
I'll disagree.
I don't know about that one.
I do.
He is a very good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Are any of the teams going to franchise tag these guys?
No, they've already
Nope.
said
Oh,
they're all walking. Every one of those guys.
Wow.
Now, what I'm hearing is Saquon's going to end up out in
Houston.
he likes Houston.
either Houston or with the Chargers. The Chargers like him
That would
too.
be nice. That would be real nice out there.
Yeah.
That-
Sunny
yeah.
weather,
Only problem is the
Beaches.
taxes. State taxes are high there.
water.
Son of a beaches. Hey, head coaching grades, you guys. Let me give you some head coaching grades. Let's talk about this
I
a little bit.
don't hope before we go ahead.
Yo, go ahead. What you got?
I just don't believe in coaching, but go ahead.
You don't believe? Oh, we know that. We know that.
I don't.
Even though people tell you it's what makes the backbone of a team, you still don't believe in it.
I mean, what are you teaching me when I'm that old? But go ahead. Let's go.
All right.
Go.
So Andy Reid, Dan Campbell, and
Andy
Kevin
Reid.
O'Connell all got A+. McDermott, Zach Taylor, McCarthy, McVay, McDaniel, Sirianni, Tomlin, Shanahan, Pete Carroll, A's.
So do you believe in that? Now, but this is what I'm saying. Go.
But
Keep
Tomlin
going.
got his team to the playoffs. No matter how you want to break that
Listen,
Where's-
you hear this crap?
Where's D'Amico Ryan?
D'Amico
He's not an
Ryans.
He's A minus.
A minus.
A-.
I think
Yeah.
like 16, 17 coaches got an A.
How
Like
do you,
A plus
how do you
A.
think
Shit, they gave
from
Gannon an
drafting
A.
number 1 overall to the playoffs and you're not the number 1 guy on there?
Is Josh McDaniels the Dolphins?
Josh McDaniels, the guy who got fired from Denver, and he was the OC up in
Who's the Dolphins?
the Dolphins. Is Mike McDaniel?
Mike.
Oh, Mike McDaniel.
Yeah,
Where's
yeah.
he's an A.
he?
Bro. Come
Hey.
on, man.
Hey, look, Brian Dable.
Come on.
Brian Dable was an A-
Dude.
with the Giants. You think that dude deserves an A-?
No. Brian Daboll?
Yeah,
Terrible.
yeah.
So
How about Doug Peterson?
Who's
They
that?
could have met to Doug Peterson's the head coach at Jacksonville. They could have made the
Yeah.
playoffs. All they had to do was beat a lowly indie team, and what happens?
hey, this
So-
is the teacher me. What's the rubric? Yeah.
I mean, so
Like,
yeah.
what are you grading these guys?
Right,
on?
and that's what I'm saying.
Win-loss
So-
records?
So to go back on
Squeaking
what we
into
said,
playoffs?
what I said as far as coaches, Mike Tomlin got an A minus, bro. He's an A minus coach.
You guys Sirianni fans? What do you give him? What grade? This is without the bodyguard. 7.5. So that would be like a
That's about
Is he an A?
he's
A
a
B?
B. He's a B. B
A
plus,
B.
B plus.
Billy,
All right.
Billy, what do you give a Commanders coach? What do you give a Commanders coach? What do you
A,
give?
B, C, D,
What do you
E,
give
F.
Rivera?
Ron
Rivera.
Rivera.
The whole coach.
The previous coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it
C
is.
minus.
Where is he?
He might
He's a
get an
C.
C. That's
He
what I'm
got a
saying,
No, he
bro.
should be an E.
He got
Come on,
to
man.
see you later.
Come
He
on.
should be an E. He's awful.
Come on, guys.
We don't
That's
give
what I'm
E's. We give
saying.
F's.
Listen.
F.
Tomlin's not an A, dude. No one, he never develops anyone. Give
No,
me
he
someone.
doesn't.
Okay.
I agree with
so
you.
You're back. So,
Hey,
so
listen,
we don't need coaches. I told y'all.
Belichick got a B plus.
Told you.
Belichick got a B plus. What's that on?
That's on
Reputation?
Come on, bro.
Because
That's on what he's done in
they
the
suck
past.
this year, right?
Okay, so Stefanski got a B
Come on,
minus.
bro.
He was coach of the year, wasn't he?
Come on, bro.
NFL coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski got a B minus.
Oh, yeah, who was the coach last year?
Stefanski,
And how'd he do?
he sucked last
He
year.
brought him back. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Coaches are not needed except for at certain things. But yeah, this right here, I just don't agree with it. They're not. Who's a great developer on that list?
Andy
The
Reid?
guy from LA, from
give you
I like
Shanahan.
I'll
I
give
think
you Andy Reid.
Andy Reid.
I think
I'll
Shanahan.
give you Andy
I
Reid
think
gotta say
McVay.
Shanahan.
because they got a bunch of guys on his team. That you got who the heck is
How,
that?
how can
And they won the Super Bowls.
look,
How about
look at
McVay?
the success that Shanahan's had as a coordinator in DC, right? With RG3, he had him as a rookie of the year, got him to the playoffs. In Atlanta, he took him to the Super Bowl. All right, with Atlanta,
Yeah.
like what do they have? You know what I mean?
Right.
Matt Ryan.
With
Right.
Matt Ryan, yeah,
Matty
we
Ice.
never had that much success with anyone else. And now San Francisco, he's been to the Super Bowl twice
So I read.
with the last pick
Stop.
of the draft as a quarterback.
Stop giving yourself nicknames too. By the way,
So
we got to give you a nickname. You can't give yourself a nickname.
So could you compare? Let me ask you this: could you compare Shanahan's career and the path it's on with Andy Reid's? Because Andy Reid was in Philadelphia, he could get him to the big game, he could get him to the NFC Championship, but he couldn't get over the hump. Then he went to Kansas City, and it all changed because he brought in a quarterback that could get it done. Whereas Donovan McNabb couldn't get it done. Obviously, he could get you to the big game, he could dance, but he couldn't dance with
He
the
ate too much
trophy.
of the Campbell soup. I think that was the problem. That soup was weighing his ass down.
I guess time will
He
tell.
got the chunky soup in the back trunk.
You know,
How many of these guys would you take over Tomlin? Like if you could just swap them out, you could take anyone over Tomlin.
Dude.
How many of these?
Andy Reid,
That's easy.
Yep.
Dan
Dan
Campbell, in a
Campbell.
heartbeat, Dan
The
Campbell.
Lions
The
coach.
Lions.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man.
Definitely Shanahan.
Who's Kevin O'Connell?
Is that the dude
Vikings.
from
No.
Minnesota?
Vikings.
Minnesota.
No.
Minnesota's done. That guy's pretty
I
darn
wouldn't
good.
take McCarthy. I'd take McVay over
Yeah.
him. I'd take
I'd
McDaniel
take
over him.
McDaniel.
I'm taking
Miami.
I'm taking Pittsburgh's own Mike McCarthy, man.
D'Amico
Really?
Ryans.
D'Amico,
You
yeah.
gotta take D'Amico.
Sean
Definitely
Payton,
D'Amico.
yes.
I don't know about Sean
I
Payton.
ain't taking Frank White. No.
Hey, how about this? Brandon Staley got a B.
What about Jeff Saturday?
That's awful. That
Just
should've been-
Saturday. He
got
was
an
one
E.
of the best coaches ever for those 3 games he coached.
Brandon Staley should be an E.
Saturday.
Staley
working on
should
Sunday
be
now.
with
Do
Rivera.
nothing.
Trying to dig his
He
ass
got
out
hired
of a
by the
hole.
49ers, by the way.
You know. He what?
I don't
He got
agree
hired
with
by
that
the
list, man.
49ers.
Yeah, to be the D coordinator, right?
No. Defensive assistant head coach.
I don't agree with
Yeah.
that list, man.
You don't have to. That's why we discuss it.
Don't agree.
That's why we discuss it.
Hated it.
All right, let's do
Next.
some workplace grades. Team. Here's the way the categories include.
There's your rubric.
Team grade categories include training room, training staff, weight room, strength coaches, team travel, head coach, and ownership. All right. Owners were graded on players' beliefs. Their ownership groups operate with a willingness to invest in team facilities. Okay. So your top 5 teams were Dolphins, Vikings, Packers, Eagles, and Jags. Okay.
Top 5.
Top 5. Your bottom 5 teams: Commanders, Chiefs, Chargers, Patriots, Steelers. Okay. Thoughts?
That's ironic that the Chiefs are 31st and they won the championship. Doesn't matter what you get.
No.
You can eat that granola bar.
They are
You'll
gonna
win a
get-
championship.
They are going to get a new stadium soon, though.
Well,
Kansas,
hell
City.
yeah.
Who
Kansas
is?
City's getting a new
And
stadium.
the taxpayers in
Kansas
Kansas City
City.
will pay for that.
Yeah.
The taxpayers in Kansas City will pay for that. They're bringing home
Why
championships.
not? Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. What's his name could pay for that? Mahomes.
But that should make things a little better for them as far as the
Mahomes.
environment goes.
How
So
about those grades?
Commanders is awful.
Well,
I've told you guys that before. It's like a TJ
the
Maxx.
Dolphins, it's in Miami, so of course you're gonna get number 1. It's warm, it's nice. Crockett and Tubbs floating around down there fighting crime.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, no, hell no.
Well, no, they're like 4th also.
Jacksonville.
Yep.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
terrible in Jacksonville.
Yeah, but
What?
their owner, what's his name? Khan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Omar Khan.
They're Omar Khan. No, it's not Omar
it's not
Khan.
Omar Khan.
Yeah,
but it's
look,
Omar Khan is the GM for the Steelers.
Look,
That guy.
yeah, that guy puts in a lot of money.
Oops.
Their facilities in Europe Their facilities in Europe are world class.
Shaka Khan.
That's who it is.
Shaka Khan.
But yeah, I mean, Commanders. I mean, what you expect from the Commanders? The stadium sucks.
Everything
The
sucks.
organization
Hey, I
been
like the
sucking.
Carolina.
How about-
Oh, I ain't the Chiefs.
how about the Commanders?
Because it's old, probably.
So the Commanders, they said they weren't even allowed to come in on Sundays and get food. Or was that the Chargers?
One of the places said they charge you for food.
Probably the Commanders.
You can have this, but if you upgrade, you got to pay.
I think it was the Commanders. They couldn't come in on Sundays for food.
Why would you
When
come
did
in
the
for
sell
food
go
on
through?
Sundays?
When did the sell go through?
Oh, because you're a player, man. You're young.
You got money.
You're a
He's
rookie.
like Noob. He was here. We're supposed to start the show at 1 o'clock. He was here at 11:30. He just got to get out of the house. Yeah, sometimes you just got to get out of
Get
the
things
house.
done,
you know?
man. Yeah.
He was.
I don't
he was
know.
ready to roll.
I'm not going to the stadium to eat.
Not the stadium, the facility, the
Yeah.
workout
Yeah.
facility. Maybe because you want to work out on
I'm gonna have
Sunday.
the chef come in on
He
Sunday.
was testing the mics.
Yeah, man, trying to work out.
Said the chef come in on Sunday, baby.
I don't know.
Hey, I like the Carolina owner. He just screw these scores. I'm just going to give you the double bird.
Some of the grades were also they were not family friendly. I think a lot
of
of
teams
stadiums
Yeah,
don't have-
that's
I
odd.
I
don't
can tell you
understand that.
for a
What do you want
fact,
to run? A
Pittsburgh
kinder
is
care
not
over
family
here?
friendly. When the players
What's
came to
going
play their
on?
games on
Family
Sunday,
friendly.
they didn't even have childcare for them.
Yeah, that's not.
That's
Childcare.
odd. I mean, where you gonna keep child? Where you gonna keep them at though? In the stadium?
I don't know, but shit,
Child care.
have a place.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
That.
Oh, have a
I don't know
place.
who's building a child care place in
Yeah.
the stadium, bro.
Well, what are you looking for with childcare? I'm looking for my kid to have a place to hang out. Why?
Leave my home then.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm not running a daycare. This is a football facility.
I didn't get that one. I didn't get that one.
I mean, I get the part about treating the wives and maybe the parents.
You
but
take your kids
I'm
to
not.
school?
Yeah, I'm not raised. I'm not going to be watching your kids. That's a lawsuit. Something happened to your kids? No, I can't. No, I'm not
There's all
doing that.
kinds of space in there, though.
I ain't doing that, bro.
Yeah.
I hear y'all,
I
but
mean,
I'm
in
not.
Philadelphia back in the day, they had a jail, right? Didn't they have a jail?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they did.
under the stadium, right?
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Wow.
Philadelphia's not playing around. Tell them.
No, hell no. Philly fans,
Yeah.
they
Good.
scare me.
He said
Y'all
they
scare me.
He
That's
said
all I'm
they
gonna
actually
say.
had a judge at the stadium. He said they had a judge
Oh
at the stadium.
shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Get
I don't know. I
adjudicated.
think those grades are kind of. In what are they? 2 years old now?
No,
Pretty
no,
much they've been
those
doing
from this season.
Huh?
Those grades are from this season.
But I'm saying they've only done this the last
oh
2
yeah,
years.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what do you accomplish by putting your organization on blast if you're under contract with them?
Well, I mean, the NFLPA wants better facilities, better
It puts pressure on the teams that are on top
better
bottom five.
conditions so that they can go in and do things.
I would think the one thing that would come from that though is they make so much money.
Yes.
They expect you to invest money back into them as a whole, not just that contract they sign. But when you got a guy like say Patrick Mahomes who makes $500 million for the next 10 years, like what the hell does he need?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Keep your kid at home.
It's,
know.
it's yeah, but you go somewhere, let's say Poolsville, and it's dirty and cranes are clicking everywhere and banging stuff up and there's dirt flying. Or I go to a plush place like Northwest. It doesn't matter how much I
You said
make.
posh.
Plush.
don't
It's
know about
nice, right?
You must not have been there lately.
Yeah,
We got like 3 building service workers.
yeah.
Is that good or bad?
That's terrible.
Oh,
3 billion.
three.
We got like 1.5.
Three
So,
building
Hey, when
service.
Duck left, everything went downhill.
but the
When
thing
Duck,
is,
when Duck
those
retired,
facilities, I think those facilities
everything went
matter.
downhill, right?
Those facilities matter. Right. They went downhill. So you're like, oh, look at this shithole. Right?
This is a sin though for Rooney,
Right.
whose organization in Pittsburgh
He
for
let
years,
that-
for the Giants,
Well-
for teams like where the Giants rank.
But isn't it known that this Rooney ain't the same as the other two Rooneys?
He's an ass.
And don't they share a facility with University of Pittsburgh, right? That's the only.
Yeah,
they're the
that's the
only-
other
That's why I was
too.
shocked about that too, though.
yeah.
That's the other thing.
You
You
can
know,
lose
they're
recruits.
just
You might be
Well,
losing
maybe
recruits.
that's why it's such a in poor condition because it's getting more wear and tear.
Well,
Hey, look, the Giants are 8th, and they still have the Mora family. The Mora family owns the Giants. They're number 8 on this list, so they're doing something right. Is Rooney that stingy that he doesn't put any money back into it?
Or maybe he's like we said, he's not like the other two Rooneys before him, so it's not that important. The money's still, he's like Dan Snyder, the money's still coming, and they're gonna keep coming. So why change anything? It's not gonna change anything.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
People still, there's still a wait to get season tickets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sizzle got them the other couple years ago.
You got them? Sold them already, or you still got them?
Which ones?
No, he let them ride.
No,
Steelers.
I'm still waiting.
Oh, I thought you got them.
No.
That's my buddy Tom that got them then.
See? So, yeah, why would I change anything? Why I got to change if I know you're still coming?
Well, that's what happened to Washington, though. People stopped going.
Yeah.
They stopped
But you don't
going.
got rich tradition like us either. Do you?
Yeah,
There
they
was.
do. It was definitely.
There was a
Oh,
huge
the hogs and stuff.
Yeah.
tradition. RFK and all that. Yeah, there was a huge tradition.
Yeah.
He destroyed it.
Are they going to go back to RFK, you think?
Yes.
You like that location?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I think it's really
I do.
nice. Yeah.
I think it's sweet.
Just
I-
right off
I
the
thought it was-
metro, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I thought it was
Yeah.
terrible when they started talking about going to Virginia.
It's just kind of iffy around there, though.
You live up here. You
No,
want to
but,
drive to Virginia to go to a football game?
Congress is pushing stuff through to get
To get
money
them out?
for that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's iffy. It's very iffy down there.
Yeah.
We went to a music festival. It was, you walk about 3 blocks and the grass is like this high.
Yeah.
Nobody's cutting the grass around here.
Was that a jazz
No
festival?
HOA.
Hey, was that a jazz festival or what?
Hip hop.
You went to a hip hop
I
festival
took
there?
the kids. I didn't, I'm not I took the kids.
How was that Usher show?
Drake.
Drake.
Oh, you went to Drake?
Drake was great. From what they told me, yes. I didn't go to that either. I dropped them off.
What?
Yeah, I didn't go. I dropped them off.
You paid all that cash to get them tickets to go to the show?
I don't want to see Drake.
Oh,
I'm
I'd
not a-
love to see Drake.
I don't want to see no teenage heartthrob. I'm
Tea
good.
time.
Tea time.
I don't want to see Drake. I dropped the kids off. They loved it.
Which-
So, best show they've ever been to.
Hey,
I know that's
speaking
not
of Drake, which one of y'all put something out yesterday talking about the dude the Steelers traded to Chicago?
Claypool, that was
Yeah.
Chopsy.
Yeah. Now, what do you expect? He's from Canada.
He had a decent second year, right? Or first year.
First year, that was it.
But you could tell early that he wasn't gonna be that great because every high ball he never highballed it. Like you're 6'7", you can't be jumping up to get the ball like this.
Claypool,
go
I
up
thought
and
he
get
was
it.
good. He's not good.
Be
No, it's
6'5".
terrible.
Be 6'5".
Yeah,
He stinks.
yeah, but he's
Plays
from
tight end
Canada.
now. He plays tight end now.
Look, he probably can't even ice skate. If you're from Canada, you can't ice skate. That's an issue.
He plays tight end now.
That's
for
an
the
issue.
Dolphins. They're trying to make him a tight end.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
because he was so big.
Hey, last football thing right here.
Yeah.
Last football thing.
For the year?
No, just today
For today.
for the year.
March 2nd.
Hey, look, Tom Brady found out. Oh, there's McDaniel right there.
That's my guy. He
He's
was
just a combine.
he was
Hey.
good sneaks.
Tom Brady found out that his old lady was having an affair forever.
Ex-old lady.
She was messing around with her jujitsu coach.
Oh wow.
He just found this out.
He was jujitsu.
But she tried to springboard that back on him back in the day when she left him because she didn't want him to go back to football. What's your feelings on him finding that out now?
First of all, her jujitsu coach was in Costa Rica. My jujitsu coach was in his mom and dad's basement. Why the hell you got to go to Costa Rica for that?
Yeah, why was she?
Oh, she
That's
got
where
to
she was
Costa
going.
Rica because she could
over
afford
a
it.
year.
That's where she was going.
Yeah.
I didn't read all this shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
He must be pretty good jujitsu guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he was jujitsu all
He's
right.
all right. Yeah.
He
He,
was jujitsu.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like
It's crazy.
Kung Fu Panda.
Wow.
Oh,
The goat
Kung Fu.
got.
All that shit.
The goat got. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Tom
Sounds like
Brady
it.
got the.
That sounds
Shaft.
like it. Yeah. I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, she was worth more than him when they got divorced. What, did he get some money? He might have got
Probably
some money.
not.
Might
from
have.
her.
I hope not.
I
Why?
hope he did. I hope he got
Why?
more from her.
Well, that's not man stuff, y'all. That is not man stuff.
Hey, this is 2024. Are
That's
there
not
men,
man stuff. You do
Yeah.
not
are there
take
men
money.
still out there?
You do not take money from a woman. Man.
Even if she cheats on you with the
no,
jujitsu.
man, you move on. If you're
With the
poor, maybe,
jujitsu
but
king.
after him, no.
Mm.
He don't
No.
need it.
Jujitsu
Yeah, there you go.
master.
Well, my wife claims to make more money than me because she works in the summer and stuff and does extra classes.
Yeah.
So
no.
if I'm rolling out the
Hope
door, I'm
she
gonna
ain't
hit her
doing
up. for
jujitsu
some
classes.
you do not take money from a woman.
She don't do jujitsu
Mm.
classes, do she? Does she?
That's
She
man.
do what?
That's man law.
She doesn't do jujitsu.
No, no
classes.
jujitsu. She does Yoda.
Man law. You do not take money from a
Yoga.
woman.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's, bro, it's 2024, boss.
Man
It's
stuff.
2024.
Let's
Hey, let's move into baseball. Let's move into some baseball. Spring training well underway. I don't know if you guys heard this week, but Rob Manfred said in 2029 that's a wrap for him.
Yes, I
Has he
heard that.
ruined baseball or has he made it better during his tenure?
Well,
how do you?
extended the playoff?
You extend the playoffs. It's a bullshit. But, it's not even considered like extending. It's just like playing a game.
I don't think he did anything. He put the net up along first base.
Yeah.
And third base.
Yeah, so you don't get hit with the ball. I think that was pretty cool. But other than that, what has he done?
We sped the game up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He did that. Changed some rules.
I think that's actually, I like it though.
I do too. I enjoyed it last year.
Yeah.
Can't throw over. Yeah.
Again, this is kind of like the coaches. Do we need this guy, or can we just figure this out amongst ourselves?
Who, the commissioner?
Yeah.
You need a
That's
commissioner.
like saying we don't need a president. At this
Do we
point,
need this guy?
at this point, you
Okay,
might be right.
We don't have a president.
Right.
The United States don't have one currently.
Well,
President?
Yeah, it's like weekend of Joe's every week.
Oh man.
Weekend of Joe's.
I just feel like Manfred is below the radar because all the other sports are in the limelight and baseball is not.
maybe that's true. Yeah, I can see that.
I will give you the two things you said.
I didn't know
He
he
did
was
bring
right.
in the wild card thing, but it's not viable. He didn't make it viable. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see viable for baseball. And the other thing is the time clock.
Yeah.
I like the clock. I do like the clock.
Yep.
But that was under scrutiny. That was around forever. That was at college level. That went to the minor league level, and then all of a sudden MLB decided to adopt it.
Yeah.
Those guys have known what they're doing with using the clock forever. Most of those guys.
I need
So
him to put Pete Rose back in state.
so do I.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I need to see Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens.
Yes.
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Who that is.
Obviously, he
I
was
bet your uncle knew.
They,
I went past his house. And
I
saw
thought that
him.
was
Uncle knew.
cut and dry that he was definitely betting, though, wasn't he? He got caught.
Yeah,
Shoeless Joe.
yeah, but didn't. Okay, so here's the difference in sports, and I had this conversation. I think it was last night with some people. In the NFL, you had LT, right?
Mhm.
Great defensive player, right?
Yes.
But he got caught having sex with a 16-year-old. Got caught doing cocaine. I mean, like, if you got caught doing that shit in Major League Baseball, you're definitely blackballed.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. And part of the difference is with Major League Baseball, the sports writers who vote for the guys to get into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame are like 150 years old.
Yeah.
And they hold grudges. Dudes are holding grudges against Pete Rose because he was a dick when he played.
Yeah.
And this is their way of getting at Pete Rose.
He hustled the first base.
He was great.
I don't know how.
He
yeah.
slide head first anywhere.
Yeah, I thought he was good for the
I heard
game.
when he got home, he slide head first from the driveway into the
The
house.
thing is, they're evaluating him on two different things.
Right.
Not his playing ability. His playing ability was different than when he bet.
Yeah, man. That sounded like a Pete Rose.
He was betting when he was a manager.
Hey, do we need another wing of the Hall of Fame with a little asterisk beside every one of those guys? Should Mort McGuire be in there? How about Sammy Sosa? Those dudes had one of
That's
the
the one I have such a hard time with.
Black
Drugs. you know?
Sammy or white Sammy?
mulatto Sammy. He's right in between.
Sammy,
The thing is, those guys aren't in because they got caught. How many guys are in who didn't get caught?
that's true.
Is Roger Clemens in?
No,
No.
He should be.
no. The last guy to get in that got himself in trouble like that was Big Papi, and they just opened up the doors for him, gave him a red carpet to walk right in, and
Yeah.
I never believed in that. Like I just didn't think it was right. But that's from my perspective. Orioles pitching woes. You guys been paying much attention to the O's? Every one of those starting pitchers is having some kind of issue right now.
That's not good.
And they need to go out and they need to find some guys that can stay healthy.
Find some arms.
Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, and that's going back to what I'm saying here.
That's how you end the show, baby.
Yeah,
Trevor
Boom.
Bauer.
Boom.
going back to what I'm saying about that guy. Hey, look, okay, so he had some issues back in the day, but he's been vindicated,
Come on in.
and he should be okay. Let's bring him in. Let's let him play.
I agree.
They're eyeing up two guys, Blake Snell
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
and Josh
Jordan Montgomery.
Jordan Montgomery.
Yeah,
Those guys are expecting 9 figures.
yeah, that's never
Or
gonna
not 9
happen.
figures.
That's never gonna happen.
Shit. That's 100
Yeah, 9
million.
figure.
Yeah,
9
9 figures.
100 million.
Yep.
No.
Over
Oh.
their contract. Not a year.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. First of all, I struggle with baseball. I struggle with guys making that much money. I
Yeah.
just do, especially a pitcher who goes out and plays once every 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one is
What
kinda hard.
does that have to prove?
Right.
I don't
Why
know.
are you making $100 million on a 6-year, 5-year, 4-year contract, and you only work once every 5 days?
And it's not even once every 5 days. It's like like what we said, 5-6 innings.
Yeah, 6 innings top, 7,
Yeah, that's
maybe,
true.
maybe
The length
7
is
innings,
not good.
maybe
They're
7.
not pushing these guys 9 innings anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Greg Maddux, he fly through that.
What?
Greg Maddux. I'm
Yeah, oh.
just saying, for example.
We looked at those Maddox statistics thank you. We looked at those Maddox statistics when we were doing the mailbag last week. His numbers were astronomical.
Yeah.
Like the amount of guys he walked compared to the amount of guys that he struck out was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he didn't
That
make
was.
shit. He didn't make shit in his career, all things considered.
Well,
I hope the O's get that. I hope the O's get that situation rectified because I really like to see them do well this year.
Down a stretch, it's all about pitching. And
Yes.
if they don't got it from the get-go, they better hope that those 2 guys who got hurt come back. They said they'll be back, not for the start of the season, maybe a month in. I don't think they'll be too bad, but it takes time.
They
You
have
got an
cap
injury
room,
like
though.
that, it takes time.
They're ranked 23 right now. They only spent $83 million of right now.
Yeah, but guess what? There is no cap in baseball.
Well, and
And that,
they have
that
room,
goes
though.
back to
Yeah.
our conversation about Manfred. He doesn't want to put a cap in. He doesn't want to push the owners. Hey, we need to put a cap in because that's the smart thing to do.
It is. It just should be a cap, but they'll never do it. They'll never be able to. The players won't allow it.
Or at least have a ceiling.
I don't think the players will allow it.
No, they won't. Because
Okay, if you put a cap, do you think maybe that lowers the amount of games they play then?
There would have to be some give and take.
Because something has to,
Yeah.
right, something has to give.
Right.
That would be, and I think that's part of what's wrong with baseball. You got these other sports that are just the supply and demand. Why football is so popular here is because it's once a week. Maybe your team is once a week, I should say.
yeah.
Even though it's on 4 times a week now.
Yeah.
But it's not as saturated as baseball. It's like, okay, I missed that 3-game stand. I could pick up the next time, right?
Yep.
And I think that's one of the things that kills baseball.
But the other piece of that too is, and again, another big shout out to old Forno Vanish and JP for having us out here again today to do the show. Come on out, check out their wings, their pizza, their beverages. Everything's top shelf out here. You guys had the wings. What'd you think?
I don't know. New guys rate them all.
The barbecue is pretty good. Yeah. The other one's not bad.
Yes.
The
Caribbean jerk.
Caribbean jerk was a
Get them
bad.
from here, not Wingstop, couple doors down.
Yeah, we want you here.
That was a
What you hear,
jerk
but-
move.
But going back to baseball in the salary cap, a guy who owns like the what are they, the Guardians now, or
Yeah.
a guy who owns the Pirates, or those guys make a boatload of money, and they don't put anything back into the organization.
Nothing.
Nothing. And it's frustrating, and that's why you don't have a competitive.
Nope.
You basically when they give you the predictions for baseball, there's very few teams who don't fall in line right there when the end of the season comes along because it's all status quo. It's all
Otani
status.
makes more than the Pirates, doesn't he?
Who?
Otani.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh,
whole team.
I got numbers here.
All together, right?
I got numbers here on them.
That's crazy.
I got numbers.
I'd be mad as hell if I played for the
Pirates
Pirates.
are currently at $65 million
Yeah.
this season.
I'd be mad if I played for the Pirates.
Yankees payroll $230 million. Mets 290 million for the Yankees, 283 million for the Mets. Houston 237. You can't tell me that Houston is bigger than Pittsburgh or that can afford more than that, other than the fact that they won a couple World Series and people were filling the seats again. The Phils 237 million, and Toronto, who hasn't won shit since Joe Carter played there, 222 million. Now, you get into the bottom part of that, you've got Oakland, which is the bottom dweller, at 45 million.
That's insane.
Yeah. And then you got Pittsburgh at 77 million. And I pulled these numbers.
Otani's going to make 68.
Yeah. So, yeah. Cleveland's at
That's
84. The Marlins are at 84. And no, the Marlins are at 86, and Cincinnati is at 84.
Yeah.
But the mean for
Listen.
this
149.
149. Everybody should have to have a ceiling of 149.
So Otani's going to receive $2 million per year from 2024 to 2033, and then from 34 to 43, $68 million.
He's going to slum it.
Deferred. Yeah, he got deferred. That way he doesn't have to pay the state taxes.
He's going to slum it $2 million a year.
I'll be dead and buried, and Otani will still be getting a paycheck
Ouch.
from the
Will he have
Dodgers.
to pay
He'll be
federal
getting
income
married
tax if
and
he
still be getting a
lives in
paycheck.
Japan? How would that work? If
I
he
don't
made
know
his
the answer
money,
to that.
if he's a Japanese citizen, if he lives in Japan, but he made his money in the U.S., does he have to pay U.S. federal income tax?
I do not know the answer to that. I don't.
I don't know. Does he go back there every year?
I don't know.
Because I think that was a thing back when in the day with the hockey players who didn't live
Go
here,
back to Russia.
go back to wherever they were
Yeah.
from, and didn't have to pay taxes. I don't know if they changed the rules or if it's a different sport. There's a different rule.
Well, it's probably where you have, your not
It
your
says
residency, but your.
So it says if Otani returned to Japan during his deferred compensation years, Japan has a graduated tax system where the top tax rate is 45%.
Ooh, that's it.
In addition, if Otani were a resident of Japan, he would pay a 10% resident
But
tax.
think about it. We pay 50%
He would also need to
on
comply with.
top
He
tax
also
rate.
would need to comply with U.S. tax.
Really?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. It's crazy. But you couldn't live on $34 million a year.
I'd find a way.
We could bring some deer in for you to shoot.
Yeah, just drop him off with a helicopter.
That deer would be important.
he does that anyway. He goes.
Yes.
That'd be great.
He gets in the mix.
34 million. What can we do? We could buy a yacht.
We'd own this whole plaza.
We'd build an underground bunker too. That would be pretty cool.
We'd own this whole area.
We can get us a yacht and go out on the water.
Yeah.
We can take it up to Minnesota.
Give me a
Try
cruise
to-
ship.
Yeah.
I get me an old cruise ship, but they busted up.
Oh,
That's
that
what
would
they
be
do
fun.
to
wouldn't it?
Minnesota.
Would you have live guns on it?
No.
No.
Yes. I need to have guns
I
because
wonder what
pirates come.
The fuel though, that'd be kind of costly.
You'd be like,
I just let it float,
Not the
noobs.
Pittsburgh Pirates. They
I
don't
got
make
you.
40 million.
you mean like Captain Bligh and shit like that?
And then when we want to go somewhere, we crank it up and use the gas.
There you go.
Just blow that fuel.
Interesting. I have in here
Johnny Depp here.
one of the baseball things that I want to talk about was the Angels. They lowered their salary, but are still targeting high-end players. Their 2023 final payroll is $230 million. In 2024, they're down to $156 million. $156 million. Think about that.
Huh? Nothing.
You guys didn't see Ogre walk through.
Okay. But that's almost $80 million they dropped. 70, 75.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just dropping Otani and
Yeah, but Otani wasn't making that kind of money there.
He wasn't. I don't think he was factored into that, was he?
He
They
wasn't.
they just dropped like 5 or 6 guys. It's like walk, and the whole thing is the luxury tax. They went from like 30 to 20% in luxury tax. They're trying to save money on that so that they don't get penalized. And they're like, but we see a real opportunity here. We're going to bring up these young guys who have shown progress, and we want to give them a chance. BS. I don't know.
I just that's part of, and the reason I brought that up is that's part of the salary cap thing. Could they have kept Otani at that amount of money? Yeah, they could have stayed at the same, but they're also a non-playoff team, even with Otani, even with Trout. How do you not? What I want to know is how do the Angels have these high-end guys and never make the playoffs?
they got quite a few of them too.
Rendon's fault. It's the Rendon syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here to get my money.
Even outside of Otani, they had some good guys. And Trout,
Yeah.
they still have some other good guys.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. And there were a couple of years there where they spent money and got more pitching. I don't know. I don't know. We talked about salaries. One of the things we didn't talk about, though, is the CBA for baseball. They're talking about in terms of extending the free agency. Free agency is kind of short right now, but they want to extend it a little bit to give guys like Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery. There's a list of 60 guys that are still free agents.
Wow.
That are quality Major League Baseball players that have not been signed yet because of their salary demands, which is ironic because you got the Yankees paying $290 million for their roster.
Yeah.
Should they just put in free agency goes from here until we get to the end of spring spring training, or how do you think they should work it? Because that's what they do in the NFL.
Yeah, it should
Get
be.
a free agency
Why don't
team
we?
together.
They could.
You know what?
Ooh.
Free agent what?
Free agency team.
You know what happens with those
Called
guys?
Pittsburgh.
They end up doing. They end up doing.
He said it's called Pittsburgh.
Those guys end up doing individual camps and get signed. You know, they have scouts go out from all the teams in the MLB and they go pitch or they go hit or they go do whatever, and they end up getting signed because of that.
I can tell you when I play the video game every year, there's a guy who hits home runs, Miguel Sano. Every year he's available. Every year. And I signed him.
I'm gonna pick him up.
Huh?
Somebody should have him.
Hey, I saw.
Somebody should have him.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, he does get on EA Sports, and might as well. He's going to do good.
Miguel Sano, man. He's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know
I
the
don't even know
answer
what
to
that dude
that,
is.
What?
Coach, but I did see that they're increasing the minimal amount from 700,000 to 740,000. That's not a bad pay increase for the Sano. He made 40. He got a $40,000
Bump on
bonus.
that. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, we as a teacher, what do we get? Like,
I got
we get like a $3,000.
$40 bonus.
That's huge for us.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, hey, let's move on. Let's get into hockey a little bit. This is our last topic, essentially, but we will talk a little basketball here. NHL trade deadline. Biggest trade chip, I think, right now in the NHL. Biggest trade chip might be the Penguins holding on against them.
I was going to say that.
Oh,
It
yeah.
might be the Penguins.
Just because that's who we follow. And
But I think
And
across the
Tana?
league,
I saw Tanev is also from Arizona.
no, his brother got traded.
Oh,
His brother got traded. Yep. He was from Calgary. Yep.
Well, then there you go.
Oh, yeah, they say
Those
the
are the two
Flames.
biggest.
Noah Hannafin.
Huh?
Flames.
Hannafin, yeah.
Yeah,
Hannafin's
he's a pretty
defenseman.
good one too, right?
And you guys would like to have Hannafin in Philly, right? You'd like to have Hannafin in Philly? No?
Hannafin.
Hannafin from Calgary. Defenseman? I mean,
Wow.
you guys shore up something over there.
I like this
Yeah.
guy.
Yes. He's not your typical Philly guy, is he?
Yes.
Hey, we're going to need to get Vince Maradei on that hockey roster, though, somehow, some way. Appreciate that.
So Gensel,
Friday is,
what are you trying to get from him? From some prospects?
the NHL is really different, you
Yeah,
guys.
I know. It's not
I gotta-
like picks are worth.
It's it's not like the NFL.
No.
There are a lot of guys who
Actually, you don't mean to cut you off. Dallas has, I think, two picks in the draft coming up
but I don't know.
because they're making a surge right now. They're one of the top teams, and they could. This is like their window is real small. So if they could get somebody to help them put over the top to make a run for the cup, I think they could dangle that out there for other teams to buy into it. Who they would get, I don't know. I don't know who they're looking for.
At
to
the
be
end of
honest.
the day,
I didn't do that
NHL
amount of
prospects, unless you're a surefire can't miss guy
Right.
in the top 5, I don't want
Draft
your
picks
draft
ain't worth it. Yeah.
When the old GM at Pittsburgh, Jim Rutherford, was trading away draft picks and trying to build that team and won a couple cups, I was kind of like, yeah, who gives a shit? Because in hockey, it's different. It's
Right.
just different. It's not
Right.
like Major League Baseball. It's not like
It's not like the
it's not
NFL.
the NFL.
Like
Right.
third round, you're not going to find somebody that's like, bam. You can, but you're not. The odds of it are slim.
So I never was overwhelmed by that.
I want the talent.
I would think it could throw off your chemistry. You get the wrong guy.
Sure.
You can.
He might be great for this team, but then you bring him.
True.
How's he
Sure.
fit in with your guys?
That's a big thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I think I would want proven guys
Yes.
to come to my team.
Yep.
Young, proven guys
Yep.
that are 21, 22, 23 years old that have done something They were maybe third line, fourth line guys because you had such a heavy load at the top of your team in the first and second line,
Yeah.
and bring them in. I just, the NHL trade deadline is such a fun thing to me because you just don't know who a guy's getting, and all of a sudden that guy gets a big payday after being a rental player because he does so well in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I find that to be pretty insightful and enlightening when I watch that happen. But let's talk a little fighting in the NHL, guys. I know we had this floating through our group chat. Rempe from the Rangers fought De La Rey from the Flyers, and that was a hell of a heavyweight fight.
Did you watch the clip?
Best
Yeah,
ever.
I watched
De La
it.
Rey went up to Grumpy before the game even started. He's stretching. He goes up to him, basically saying, "We're making this happen." And then, the gloves just went off. They weren't even interacting during
like
the game.
that.
Then just dropped the gloves and just went at it, old school style. They
I
haven't
love that
seen
shit. I
They
love
haven't
that.
seen that for the announcers are like, I haven't seen this in like 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they say the Rempe kid, they say he's bringing back the heavyweight fighting element to hockey.
Yeah, but there got to be other guys that are going to be willing to fight. You can't just be the only one rolling around wanting to fight.
Yeah.
That don't make it fun.
Part of the problem is he's 6'8". I want to see him fight Ryan Reeves, who's like 6'6".
Where's Chara?
Charles retired, bro.
Retired. He
He's
put him
like
in-
45 years old.
This guy put him in a coma.
Yeah, this kid's young.
Yeah.
He looks like a good fighter too.
He
Yeah.
is. De La Rey took the brunt of it,
What about The Rock?
and he said enough, and he took Rempe down and said, "I can't, no more." His face was all bloody.
What about George The Rock?
But
Could he beat those guys?
the thing is,
he
NHL
looked
trying
pretty
to do away with it
Huh?
to get
It's a
fan
different
base.
game.
I think they're trying to do
Fighting
away
is
with
fighting.
it to get fan base and to make the game safer in some regard. But I think it's lost people because they want that aggression.
Yeah.
They want to
About
see
Tad Domi?
they want to see that hostility.
Ty Domi would beat his ass.
That's what I'm saying. Fighting is fighting. It's not hockey.
Yeah.
Fighting is fighting, bro.
Ty Domi's a little guy, too.
Thank you.
Matt Barnaby, tough guy.
What about the guy who beat up the guy from the Caps and went like this? When he put him to sleep.
Oh, shit.
Remember that? Who was that? He went to One Piece.
Yeah.
Went,
It is a different game today,
all
though.
right, all right.
With the NHL, they try to take that element out of it. What's going to be interesting to watch is how many fights this guy's going to get in. He's going to win or lose or whatever.
How is he offensively?
He sucks.
Oh,
He's a third line pairing, which means his minutes are minimal at best.
so he's a goon.
Basically,
Bringing the goon
Yeah.
back.
basically,
All right.
So we'll see.
I like
He's
it.
on defense. He's defensive.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's a third line pairing though. Yeah, he's a third line pairing.
Yes, you don't
You're a
play.
third line pairing. You're getting
Right.
10, 12 minutes a game.
It
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
maybe.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this question though, in all seriousness. Do you think trades really are impactful in any professional sport?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah. Football, football, yeah, all of them.
Can be extremely impactful.
From what perspective though?
Making the team better.
Look at a good example of football is AJ Brown going to Philadelphia. Like that was a big one.
Yeah, that was
You know?
huge.
How about Irving Fryer going to the Dolphins? He went from 30 catches. I sent you guys that. From 30 catches a year, some quarterback named Millen was throwing in the ball. He went to Marina. He started getting 80 catches a
It
year.
was in New England.
Yes.
Pro Bowl and all
Yeah.
that.
He was one. So there was 3 receivers that have been picked first in the draft. He was one of them. Keyshawn, Irving Fryer, and some dude, Roger Beck or something from 1962. But yeah, he went from that to that. So yeah, he got traded, and that's what happened.
System.
Marina.
Because of the coaches.
No, because of
Oh.
Marina.
Oh.
It's Marina.
We know in baseball and in hockey.
It'll make you better, no?
I'm gonna definitely say this though. In hockey, it doesn't have to be a big name who moves.
No.
Like Gensel could get traded from Pittsburgh, but let's not forget Gensel plays with Crosby.
Right.
One of the top 5 guys ever to play the game. He plays both ends of the ice, and he's still putting up big points at 36 years old. But maybe Gensel goes to somebody. He's on a top line or the second line, and he's not the same player because he doesn't have the guy putting it on his stick like Crosby does.
Right.
I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
Well, that's when you find out if that trade helps that team or not. If he can produce.
Well, think about what about Ron Francis? Was he a big name before he came to us?
He was.
Oh wow.
He was a linchpin. He was a
Okay.
linchpin for Hartford.
Okay.
Yeah. The other two guys, they were not linchpins. So I just read about Ron Francis, and the reason he got moved out of Hartford is because he spoke up, and the owner didn't want him to speak up.
Wow.
And he's like, "There's no reason we should be flailing like this. We've got some talent, blah blah blah." And they moved him.
Okay.
They got John Cullen out of it,
Oh.
who did well in Pittsburgh under that system, but he didn't do much
Right.
subsequent years.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
yeah, guys, you see the floor storming at the Wake, North Carolina,
Yeah. Duke.
or Duke. I mean,
Yeah.
Noobs,
Man, my demon.
you're a Wake guy.
They
You're a Wake guy.
stormed the floor
I stormed the
at
floor
Duke.
before. Have you?
Yeah,
You fuck people up?
No, we're nice people. That's the one
So
thing.
you
people
guys,
talk-
so you guys think they did that on purpose?
they didn't hurt him.
No,
He did something.
He
Yes.
caused his own.
He stuck his foot out.
Right.
His name, he had to change his name. Flophouse.
Yes.
It was like,
Like they were making a big deal out of
Did you
this.
see the
He's
kids
getting ready-
running out there?
Yes.
Those kids, I guarantee you, not one of those kids scored under 1,500 on the SAT.
here's the thing. You see people running towards you, you run off.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're the
And what's the
person-
chances of
you're
them
the
being able to
opposing
hurt
team.
him? He's a Division One
right,
player.
Not those
He's an NBA
guys.
number
Yes,
one
like,
draft
thank
pick.
you.
Yeah.
Hey, look, he's going to
They
be a
weren't
number one
going out
draft
there
pick.
to hurt
He's
him.
going
Did you
with
see how
Ronnie
coordinated
James.
they were?
Yes.
They didn't even know how to run right.
You know what they said at the end of the day? You know what they said about him? They
full
said
of
that he
shit.
still. It was his. He sprained his ankle. That's all he did.
He's full of shit.
Mild sprain, and they were trying to turn it into something that it really,
Exactly.
really was.
Because it's Duke.
Yeah.
He sucks. They suck. Have a good day.
Give him the eye.
And
Have a good day.
he's out of here.
This guy's going to get some more wings.
What's
Got to
this?
love this about him.
That sounds good.
That's his,
Yeah. He just
Vape.
went and got himself a wing.
is that your vape?
Headphones.
Let's talk about, and let's finish up with this. All right. Since we're headed to the NBA or to the NCAA tournament, top 10 all-time teams.
Whoa.
Top 10,
What order are you going in?
Oh man.
any order.
I mean, we just thrown teams out there.
UNLV,
Or you want us to do 10?
Bad 5, Duke, maybe 3 times.
How about UCLA?
UNC,
No.
How about UNLV?
You an undefeated
You said
UCLA team?
UNLV.
the running Rebs.
UNLV twice.
Twice.
Twice?
Michigan twice. Duke twice. 3 times.
North Carolina.
How about
North
Carolina?
Carolina with Jordan. Sam Perkins.
What about
Ooh,
what
Houston.
about UCLA back in the day?
Houston
That's
didn't
what I
win.
said. He told me.
Some old ass dude. You don't do nothing old.
Who'd he say?
This guy.
You talking about UCLA when they was like undefeated.
Was that like with Lou Alcindor?
Yeah, I guess. I
John
don't
Wooden
know.
was the coach. I mean,
Oh, hell no.
Hey, how about NC State? Upset Houston. You gotta love Valdana
They
running
weren't better
around.
than Houston.
they weren't. No,
You
that's
don't think?
not a
Right.
They beat them.
Drexler.
You could beat me up today. Tomorrow I might whoop your ass.
Jordan. What about the Jordan team that with
Sam
Carolina?
Perkins, yes.
If you could pick one of those teams.
Villanova,
What?
Wooly Massimino running around.
What
The
about
UNLV?
Virginia with Ralph Sampson? They close
No.
because there's no one else, right? No supporting cast.
Yeah, he was soft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't make it in the league.
Think about
In the
like,
association.
See, Jordan had Worthy.
I'm going with UNLV.
That's
Hey.
your all-time?
How about
You-
Connecticut? Gino Ariema's teams. They won like 85
Are you going with girls?
championships. Are we going girls?
No, we were just
No,
talking.
just guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't have the background.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
going with UNLV.
They want to pull out Pat Summit.
UConn had some good men's teams, though. I will say that.
Yeah.
I'm going with UNLV.
Yeah.
All right.
That was awesome. That was completely awesome.
The third.
I'm going with UNLV.
Talk about being clueless.
UNLV.
I'm going with UNLV.
Stacey Ogman,
Who y'all going with? Y'all can give me a name yet.
Shark the Shark.
I'm going with UNLV.
I got to go with UCLA.
Them old dudes?
Dude,
Like-
those old
Like
dudes
Jim
back in
Billy
the day,
Oh
Senior?
man.
those dudes back in the day
Fuck
were
no.
running it. With Walton, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Lou Alcindor back then.
Hell no.
Billy, you're a big basketball guy. What do you think? Hey, you know who else? Temple back in the day. with Mason and those guys?
No.
Those were good teams.
Macon? You mean Macon?
Mark
Mark
Mason.
Macon.
Macon?
Canby.
C.
Yeah.
And Canby.
Canby with the UMass.
Oh, UMass.
No.
How about those Kentucky teams?
UNLV, man.
Well, they won once.
LA. No, that was Grandma Mom.
You guys talking about freaking
Larry Johnson.
Lou Alcindor and who else? Jim Bibby? Senior?
I lost my
Dude,
feed.
come
I
on.
don't know. I just wanted to look up some
Georgetown?
who other people said.
Georgetown. I like Georgetown. I like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
It is definitely.
I like that.
I
like that.
I'm gonna ride with Georgetown. Morning and Ewing,
No, they ain't play together, dude.
a year after each other, right?
Hell no. They're way off.
They played in the NBA together, or at the same time.
They did.
They're not that far apart.
What's far apart? Dikembe?
Yeah,
Get the hell
that's
out
what
of
I said too. They ran 4 straight, didn't they, or 6? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
here. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't good basketball. Was
How do
it?
you know?
Was
Were
it
you there?
three-point line?
Were you alive?
Were they dunking? Thank you.
Oh, they were old.
were they dunking?
Huh? Were they dunking? Were they
Donuts.
Yeah,
to the
but what-
3-point line? Right. That's what I'm saying. Wilt, he's from Philly. He went to
I
Overbrook,
didn't say
right?
it.
Did he go to Overbrook?
Actually, no, they
Did he go to
weren't dunking.
Overbrook?
Hey,
Will Smith too.
they weren't dunking. I saw a special where they wouldn't let
Where'd you
Kareem
go?
dunk.
They wouldn't let who dunk?
They wouldn't let Kareem dunk.
Oh. Can you defend the skyhook?
No, I can't.
Could Bryant Reeves?
Hell no. Big country.
Big country, baby.
The 71-72 team sounded pretty. They got Bill Walton was a sophomore. He won every player of the year for everything. Henry Bibby.
Yeah, Jim's
Yep.
his name's Dad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, come on, he sucked ass.
Keith Wilkes.
Who?
Keith Wilkes.
Come on, man.
He averaged 13.5
Come
points
on.
per
He
game.
went to the Lakers, I think. I think he went to the Lakers. Go ahead. Who
That's
else?
funny. I don't know. That's
Yes, they don't have anyone, dude. UNLV was loaded.
That's
Loaded. Grandmama, Eccles, Ogman, Greg Anthony. Come on, man. They was loaded. Loaded.
hilarious.
One. Yeah, it's okay.
They were good for that 1 year.
Yeah. They got their money and left.
Oh,
They have one here. Indiana in 76.
No,
number 2
Indiana.
team.
Bobby Knight, Indiana.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
They were undefeated, right?
32-0.
Wow.
Let's get a white boy to ball and
What
let
did
him
they
shoot.
have?
Let's see. They had Scott May.
No, I never heard of him.
He averaged 23 points a game.
Damn.
Kent Benson. But they did have, they had Quentin Buckner.
Bobby Knight probably had them with the chest passes and the bounce. He had them all together.
They were running the pick.
They weren't doing nothing fancy, so they weren't having turnovers or nothing.
And they were
The
throwing
picket
chairs.
Passes.
They were throwing chairs.
Picket fence. You heard them? Hey, don't get
92
caught watching
Duke.
the
Easy,
paint.
Jimmy Chipowich.
Don't get caught watching the paint dry.
Hey, 92 Duke they have on here too. That was actually, I saw them in person a couple times. Grant Hill, Bobby Hurley, Christian Leitner.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
And the other
Thomas
Hill, too.
Thomas Hill,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Antonio
Oh, that team
Lang,
was ridiculous.
Cherokee Parks.
Yeah.
No, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
Supposedly, there's truth to this rumor. Thomas Hill might have been doing something with
Points.
Krzyzewski's wife.
Oh.
Ask my uncle about that one.
Yes, ask him.
I was trying to name my
Ask
kid
him.
Cherokee Maradei. My wife shut that shit down.
A kid to drive by.
Cherokee Meredith. That's a lot of syllables.
Shit. Hey, what a show. What a show. T Sizzle, you got a quizzle for us?
I got the quizzle. All right. Hey, spring sports started yesterday for us,
March
right?
1st, yep.
My daughter went out for track. Son's playing lacrosse. So here's a track question. 'cause
I don't know
think
why you didn't drink it more.
we talked about the Olympics last time. So the World Athletics Indoor Championship takes place this weekend in Glasgow.
Yeah,
Where's Glasgow?
Glasgow, it's in
Poland.
Germany. Poland. Yep.
yeah.
Uh,
Poland, baby. Come on.
so unlike the Olympics,
I like
the indoor event features the 60-meter
Yeah.
What's that?
60-meter sprint.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the Olympics doesn't have it, but this indoor event does. What's the world record in the men's event? I'll give you a clue. 5.88, 5.55, 6.34, or 7.01.
634.
5.88.
634.
6 point what?
634.
634.
It's 6.34 by a guy named Christian Coleman. And to kind of put it into our U.S. brain perspective, he ran the 40-yard dash in 4.12.
Lee McRae.
Mhm.
4.12.
Yep.
Lee McRae from Pitt did that. But yes.
So
Pretty impressive.
that is. And they said he was only going like 85%. But
That's like Clinton Davis.
Clinton Davis.
Yeah. Hey,
Watch
Rasheed,
that.
what do you got for us?
Hey, give me your favorite sports movie out of the city of Pittsburgh. That's going to be hard for you because you're not a Pittsburgh. We're all Pittsburgh guys, but go ahead.
I got to look at
You got one?
Not off the top of my head.
No?
Bad News Bears.
That's it right there.
Yes!
Can you go
There we
anywhere
go.
else?
There we go.
Finish it, say
You got one? Dude, you don't got one?
I mean, that one where the stadium was blowing up at Heinz
I
Ward.
mean,
Yeah, the Batman movie.
Batman?
What's the one with
Philadelphia's close. We pick Rocky. That's close.
Okay. Pennsylvania.
Hey,
Yeah,
wait,
but same
I know it's
state,
not a
right?
sports movie, but the one where Bruce Willis is on the river.
Striking distance.
Yeah.
what's the one in the
Striking
Civic
distance.
Arena?
No, I know. I'm just saying.
What's the one in the Igloo? The hockey movie
Oh,
where they
where
crash
Van
the
Damme-
helicopter.
Van
Damme-
Van Damme. Van Damme.
There he is.
What about All the Right Moves?
That's
Tom
Johnstown.
Hey. Thank you.
Billy right there.
My favorite of all time. All-time favorite basketball player, Dr. J.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Coming from Georgetown to here.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Great with the track and field question.
Okay. That was
And I
for
didn't
you.
hear the answer.
6.34.
634, Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, RL from Christmas is here,
And I
Joe.
was just telling him last night. Now there's a girl 17 years old that beat the pants off of Ledecky,
Oh, wow.
which is crazy. So the Olympics are going to be crazy.
You gotta love that.
That is wild.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right, sis. Where can they find you on the internet?
On Instagram and the X at One Young Terry.
I know we can find you everywhere, but tell us.
With your wife,
Oh,
with your girlfriend,
Oh,
with your... No, I'm just messing around. You can find me anywhere, man. I'm on social media. I ain't hard to find. Just look it up. Rasheen Hill.
Machine Hill.
You want to get this work? Come and get it.
X, formerly known as Twitter, at Coach Noob, and then Instagram, at Coach Noob.
Hey, our big guy Chops is in here today, but you can find him at The Real Big Chops on Twitter. Connect with us here on the Original Sports Podcast by checking us out at podpage.com, Original Sports Podcast with Mark Maradei. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter. You can find us on Snapchat. All of those are OSP with M&M. You can also find us at Instagram and TikTok. And, of course, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. All those are Original Sports Podcast. Feel free to let us know if you have any comments, questions, suggestions for future guests, or topics. We're down with that. Hit us up at originalsportspodcast@gmail.com. Shout out to Sean and Kobiak for doing our voice intro. Shout out to Charlie Hodgson for the intro and outro music. Join us next week. Actually, join us Tuesday to experience EO on the Original Sports Podcast.
With your mama,
Yeah, thanks for
with your
joining us.
sister, with your
Appreciate
sister's
you.
friend, with your mama, with your girlfriend, with your dad. We out of here.